Welcome to the new Bishop Street stand for our final video as we're set to open this renovated stand ahead of tomorrow night's match at home to Blackpool. For the first time in 21 years, the man who's overseen the project is Sid Pepper.
I'm the man.
Sid, what do you think?
I'm very pleased with it because it's forced other matters to be brought in hand. So now, because I can see it from John's point of view, don't forget when we started this, the TV viewing plat was up there, so he was viewing a nice stand. First thing that had to come out, of course, was that. So when the TV went over there, can you imagine looking at this for a season? It must have been awful for him, really. And now he's saying, let's get cracked on with the platform so we can look this way. And I'm saying, why? This is now a nice looking, completed area. Fans on all four sides. Barriers now, which are going to be LED, both sides. So we're going to be one of the few grounds, certainly in this league, that's LED all the way around. It's remarkable, isn't it? It all became possible from having an engineer, first of all, do a full check on the physical stand to make sure it was viable as a stand. And it was. We couldn't have known at that stage that they were corroded because of some poor flashing 50 years ago. So that was a bit of a naughty surprise. But when we first looked at it, the engineer had to be employed. Yes, the stand is viable. Secondly, I remind everybody then we had to drive some deep piles to find the firm ground because there is no firm ground until we go to about 20 metres. So we had to do that to find out where the firm ground was. So you need a viable frame and you need firm foundations. Then you can make the decision, yes, we can do this, but not until you do that.
What's been the biggest challenge then?
Where to start, really? Well, we've come across things and had to deal with it almost on a weekly basis. But I think the important thing is that, I mean, we do about 3,000 tonne a year steel work, so I know the right people. I knew the right engineer for this job, and that's proven to be the case. I knew the right ground workers for the concrete, and that's been the case. So here we are looking at something finished. But it's how we arrive there has required skill levels which are beyond comprehension. That's why I really want to show how uniform all these seats are up there. They're not going in and out. They're absolutely perfect. Now, that was only made possible by a setting out engineer, my setting out engineer. So you look at it and think, well, seats are in. Big deal. But it's not that big a deal because we've got a fall on here of 300 millimetres from that end to that end. The roof dips 300. The whole thing is twisted. There's an 800 millimetre difference between the width there and the width there. And yet, you look at these seats. They're all in line, aren't they?
They certainly look it.
That's all that matters. They look it, don't they, on something that's not right. So, some very clever engineers have done the work and really not reflective in what you see. So, problems up until the end sorted.
Speaking about the seats, how was it decided upon this particular scheme? Because I suppose you can put lettering within the seats, couldn't you?
Well, I think Sid's stand when it first reached up.
That was very good, that.
I thought that looked quite nice. But no, it is a complicated thing to do. And of course, we were up against the clock. So these went in, I said 3 weeks, took them 3 weeks. It took them 2.5 weeks. So they did very well. But we were trying to be open in some form for that very first game, and we were. And then all we're trying to pick out with the yellow, and it's the same over there, it's around your entrances. So that depicts where your entrances are wherever you look. So no, I don't think it's... And there's not enough seats really to create a stag's. You know, you haven't got that depth. Going back to my point again, if you haven't got the width there, you ain't got the height there.
Supporters who are going to come into this stand for the first time tomorrow,
yes,
what do they need to know?
What do they need to know? They need to know that they're coming in through the steps that's been there forever, not been used for years, and you're coming through and you've got your turnstile there, it's all sorted. So you don't need to involve yourself anywhere else within the site. You're going to have your own snack bar here, drinks, ladies' toilet and less able there, gents is obviously below. So really this is your own contained area. You don't need to worry about what, you can smell it from over there, but hopefully they'll be as nice here.
Shall we have a look at the toilets?
We'll have a look, because I'm particularly pleased with that. I recognise that as a big space, as it was, because there was originally ladies down there as well as gents, but an awful lot of wasted space. So again, coming back to my engineers, sorted out how to get the best levels out of it, because we had to recast the stairs and everything, and then it was handed over to One Core Maintenance to physically do the work. But we'd created the space to do that. But yes, please, let's go and have a little look.
After you, please, walk and talk.
Well, I mean, of course, look at these. These are awkward, but we needed a kick flap because obviously you don't sort of kick in a Coke can or whatever on somebody's head here. So this had to be introduced. Now they're saying, latest thing, and I've got to do it for tomorrow night's match, we've got to put mesh in here.
Okay.
I'd have preferred somebody to tell me that when I sent drawings away for approval. What's the point in sending drawings away for approval? You make it, and then somebody says, be nice to have mesh on that. They're going in tomorrow. But follow me.
Okay.
And the nosings have been picked out in yellow.
Automatic lights.
Automatic lights. Lovely clean area, new floor. No cracks, no steps, because that was the other thing. And your first video down here would have shown it. We were on different levels. There were steps. Steps are a big no-no. So basically that's all gone by reconfining the steps in. We created a new floor level. This is all level all the way through. And again, fairly big area. You don't need a big area as big an area as this to wash your hands, but isn't it nicer? You know, you're not shoulder to shoulder with somebody, are you?
This is the milling area.
This is what we call the milling area. And if you've got some corn, you're away. And we talked about it. This has only just been done. But one of the problems was there was always an exit there onto Bishop Street. But because it opened out onto Bishop Street, it wasn't level. So the architect was very clever. We brought the door forward so the door opens onto a level ground and then you step out into Bishop Street. And also, while we're talking about Bishop Street, a big thank you to our neighbours who've been as good as gold. They had to put up with one or two naughty bits like grout coming through the dry stone wall and onto the ground and everything, but they've worked with us and I thanked them for that, and it made all the difference to them because they've now got a better abode anyway. Then we're through here. Look at this yellow and blue. I wonder whose colours they are. Yeah? Nice, isn't it?
Very good.
Well, professional. To a higher standard than you would have got. In fact, I believe they're better than the ones over there. But it's only because you've got modern technique now, aren't you? You're building with something brand new as far as One Core was concerned. It's all brand new. Lovely. I'm very pleased with that. And, of course, to get over the width, one of the problems we did have, the stairs aren't wide enough. But by saying we were only going to come down one way and exit another, it didn't matter. People aren't trying to pass. So, basically, this is wide enough, but only for one-way traffic.
So we're in the new fan zone here, Sid.
We are.
Talk us through it.
Talk us through it. Well, OK, the very first thing we had to do was actually put the fence back up that always existed but had to come out because, of course, we were re-levelling everything. So we have that. That makes it safe. We then have to board it, not to hold people in, but apparently you're not allowed to be in sight of the pitch and have an alcoholic drink in your hand. So that's the rules. That's the rules. So basically we create this milling area. This is where the food is, OK, and drink. Ladies and less able toilets are behind us. So you get the sense of being penned, but I think on the actual day, I don't think you will.
And this has been done very quickly as well, hasn't it, by AS Plan?
Oh, I said in the last minute, I was late handing it to them. So, you know, they've got less time to do their work in. And like all of us, there's not just one of us involved here, like all of us, we've risen to the occasion. We've got open basically for the first day of the season, albeit in a trial run, and here we are, second game done. We couldn't have gone further back because, of course, you've got this other constraint where we have to maintain a minimum of, I think it's 1.3. And this is, if you look down here now, I mean, this is the point, Zeke, you need a shot of this. I mean, that goes all the way down now. It just ended up in a silliness at that end, but it goes all the way out and continues to go out. That is the way out.
12, 13 months ago, I mean, it was a real eyesore, wasn't it, this?
Well, this is why I said at the last video that would be the last one, because to me that was the build finish. You can't keep talking about the same things. And then you said, no, we've got to have a finish. And I thought, well, yeah, OK, but only if we go back in the archive and say this is what it looked, because this has taken that long to do, you've forgotten how bad it was. So to me, this is part 1, that is part 2, that's part 3. Fans are coming in that way. It's a completely different experience. And then when we're over there, when this is full and we've got sound on 4 sides, I think they make a difference. I think better for the team as well, because they get lifted more, won't they?
Is your work done over here now then?
My work is done, apart from the fact I've got to put this mesh in by tomorrow night.
You're not coming back in a few months to start on phase 2?
Well, that's up to others to decide that. It's everything that is wanted to be done is doable. We can build on top of here. So personally, I'd rather finish the stand going that way, but it's not my choice, is it? It's how the people that matter above my pay grade and what they want to see and what they want to develop and continue to develop with the ground. Because I think this stand has been vital, I think, in at least two recent signings. Because if you bring a potential player here and there's several teams chasing you, and you come here and you look at a derelict stand, you think, well, hold on a minute, I don't really want to be here. But now they can see that the money's been spent, the commitment there is from the club, the excitement there is from the club. We're turning people down every week, so this was important to release some more tickets, and that's what it has done. So that's important. So it's all links, doesn't it? All links.
And in the end, 727 seats in here.
So they tell me.
Did you not have a say in that?
Well, no, we got what we got, haven't we? I mean, basically, as I explained earlier on, I can't emphasise it enough, because I don't think people really understand how we've got these seats in here as we have. Miraculous, given the conditions, the twist.
What pleasure does it give you to finally see the end build as it is?
Well, I'm pleased, yeah, plus but when you put as much pain and heartache that I've had with this, I don't know, is it more relief or is it more pride? I don't know.
Has it been worth it? Because this is now a real legacy for years to come.
Well, not without my name on it.
It's all about you, isn't it?
Oh, it's all about me. And that doesn't come across on the videos. That's not fair, is it? It's never been about me. Never. The only thing that really sums me up is the fact that I've not walked away from it. I've dealt with each element as it's come up. Yes, it's a financial constraint, but, you know, you've got to have the belief that something's possible. Have the right people around you then to do that. Because, as I've said before, I mean, we're structural fabricators. I think we ended up doing about 30 grand's worth of steel work to support this. It's hardly a stand. I can build a stand, not the steel work under here, but that wasn't needed because the frame was all right, as I said earlier on.
Well, congratulations, Sid. I've really enjoyed doing these updates with you.
I've enjoyed that. I think that's probably the thing I've enjoyed most. And I have to tell you, this was touching. I brought my team around before the Saturday game to show them. As we walked along there, several people applauded me. Well, I think it was applause.